Hello, good day to you all. I trust that you guys had a wonderful weekend. And today is another day where we're going to learn some new concepts. But before I go into the lesson for the day and for the week, I'd like to quickly go through what we looked at last week. Last week, we started with the topic known as bearing and distance. And the learning objectives were given as follows. It is expected that by now, every one of you should be able to define bearing. You should be able to state the bearing of any two given points. And you should be able to convert from compass bearing to 3-digit bearing and vice versa. We also talked about the definition of bearing. We define bearing of a point. We find bearing as bearing is said to be defined. Bearing of a point is the angle in degrees measured clockwise from north of another point. It is a word used for directions between 2 points. It is also a method of describing the relative position of an object with another fixed object in terms of the directions of the objects. We went further to talk about the cardinal points, known as the direction, the cardinal points. So we said there are 4 main compass directions, which are the north, south, east, and west. Now these 4 points or directions are referred to as the major cardinal directions. And I also explained that there are also 4 secondary directions, which include the northeast, southeast, southwest, and northwest. Below is the diagram to show the 4 main points or directions and the secondary directions. The blue lines indicate the 4 main points or directions, and we can also refer to them as the cardinal points. So we have the north, south, east, and west poles, which make up the 4 cardinal points. Now when you look at the pink diagonals, the pink lines drawn as the diagonals crossing the cardinal points, those are the minor cardinal points or the secondary directions. Now they are the northwest, northeast, southeast, and southwest. Collectively, if you look at all the directions as one, we refer to these as 8 cardinal points. Now, I also make you understand that when you look at the direction of a point is always measured in a clockwise direction. If you check out this red arrow, you see going in a clockwise direction. And I also stressed that the direction or angle between 2 poles, that is the north pole and the east pole, is 90 degrees. The distance between the east pole and south pole is also 90 degrees. The distance or the angle between the south and the west pole is also 90, and same thing goes to the west and the north pole. So in total, when one moves from the north pole through the east, south, west, and back to the north pole, it means the person has moved 360 degrees. They also talked about the distance between the half of 2 poles. Any 2 poles, when you move to the middle of any 2 poles, that is 45 degrees. And I also make it to understand that the instruments used for measuring or finding direction is known as magnetic compass. So this is one instrument that surveyors use a lot. Geographers, they use this instrument a lot. pilots use this instrument a lot because those fields I've mentioned, they all do a lot of direction finding, a lot of direction tracing. You get. So if you want to become a surveyor, a pilot, a geographer, and lots more, a sailor, you would need to have an in-depth knowledge about bearing and distance. But this is the beginning. So just stay put. And as we continue the class, I believe you're going to, I will unveil many more things or secrets about bearing, and you enjoy calculating or learning bearing. So please always remember to stay safe and continue studying. Thank you.